Good morning, everyone. It is Emily Grant and Dr. Maureen Frank from Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service, and more specifically, birding with Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service. And we just want to wish you good morning and happy cup chat. So today, Maureen, you want to tell us anything about your week? Sometimes we don't really reflect. So, have you done anything cool bird related this week? You want to share anything?
Yeah, I have. We've been continuing to do our bird surveys that have been going on for 3 years. And so we went out yesterday and on Monday. But what was really exciting about it this week is that I have a new master's student who has joined my lab, and she's going to be doing some bird and extension related research. So she is really truly joining the Birding with Extension team because her research isn't about the biology or the ecology of birds, but how we teach that to people as well. So we're so excited to have her. She's a great bird. Her name is Caitlin Carville, and she will be actually joining us. She's going to guest host on our Instagram next week. She's also an awesome photographer. She brings some skills that Emily and I don't have in that regard.
Don't throw us under the bus. People think we're great photographers because our pictures on Facebook are so great just because of only know who. So, well, that's cool. I don't want to tell you all about my week. I mean, it's not anything bird related, but I'm actually on a youth agricultural lifetime leadership experience with 32 kids in the middle of COVID-19. So, as you can imagine, there are tons of rules and guidelines we are taking to make sure our kids are safe and that we are doing everything the right way. However, we have made it on the trip. So right now I am in Corpus, and we go to Alice this afternoon, and we're going to get to see a livestock auction and talk about the cattle fever tick and do some neat things like that. But we will be coming back home tomorrow. And so we've had a long and busy week, and it's been interesting, guys. I'll just tell you all that. So not so much, but I've been down here on the water and have seen so many Gulf Coast birds, and I think just I think the unique thing to me about being in a place like Corpus and then going home is the entire scenery. I mean, like Valverde County, we grow rocks, guys, and they grow cotton, and do a lot of farming in this area. But just look at the diversity of bird species that you can see on the coast. And I think that that's just crazy. And it goes all back to, what Maureen talks about, all their adaptation and what they eat and their habitat needs. So cool, fun facts. But I just found that super interesting. And not that I didn't know that they were there. It's just been like, this is just the diversity in terms of everything. And the whole picture is very unique. So, well, today we're going to kick off Cup Chat, and we're going to talk about Learn to Bird. And Maureen, other than having a cool name, why is this program just so unique?
Yeah, so when we did our virtual birding seminars back in April, we had a few participants say, I need to work on my birding so that I can come join y'all when you do Birding the Border. And first off, we want people to know that you do not have to have a lot of experience to do Birding the Border. It's not elite at all. You can be a total beginner, and we only work with guides who we know are good at working with birders of all abilities. So we want everybody to feel comfortable. But some people just want to improve their birding abilities anyhow. And of course, the more practice you get, then the better of an experience you can have, and the more you're going to learn. And it's just a neat opportunity to have kind of some one-on-one time. So we have our cap for Learn to Bird is only 11 people. So for one, this helps us with following COVID-19 guidelines, but for two, it really, the main thing when we thought about all of this was to make sure that you get that one-on-one time with our guides and our volunteers and us to really learn and get comfortable with birding.
Right. And so one thing we're doing is we're going to be birding on 2 different locations during the weekend. I guess we should say Learn to Bird is October 25th through the 27th. You come in on Friday night. You leave Sunday afternoon. It's a real interesting, we're going to be on 2 ranches, or we're going to bird on 2 different locations. And then we want to provide some behind the scenes access to both places. So one is actually a private ranch And while it is open to the public for lodging and things like that, it is still a private ranch. That's the McKenna Ranch. And so she offers lodging for us there. And so we'll be glamping. And trust me, we aren't camping, but glamping, because I don't camp.
Doesn't camp.
And I barely glamp, guys. So trust me, if I'm staying for the weekend, I realize it's good enough for the weekend. So if you choose to include your lodging with us, we'll put you in a cabin with 4 other individuals with a bathroom. And everybody gets their own bed on the bottom. There's no top bunks. There's no bunking around, but everybody gets their own bed, and 4 people will be to 1 bathroom. But you also can choose to reserve your own room or your own cabin through McKenna Ranch, as long as she has availability. And if you do that, we will provide you a $50 discount on your registration. And so it helps out our landowner to make income off of her property, making this a kind of a full circle thing. Landowners have lots of constraints on their finances because the time and money it takes to manage their ranch. And so we teach our landowners that birding is one of those agritourism opportunities for them to make their land more profitable. And trust me, nobody's getting rich off of any of it. And then the second place we're going to be going is to Devil's River State Natural Area. And if you've never been to the Devil's River State Natural Area, you can go there on your own. Absolutely, it is open to the public. However, you will park behind a gate and you will walk a long way to get to the river. Excuse me, those 32 little children are just joys, guys. And with Learn to Bird, what we're going to do is we're going to go behind the gate. We're going to drive. We're not going to be walking. Thanks to our great relationship with the Devil's River State Natural Area. And we're also going to get to go behind the scenes to a few locations on the Devil's River State Natural Area that are closed or limited to public access. So we will have a Parks and Wildlife representative go with us. And they have just been wonderful out at Devil's River State Natural Area. Shout out to Nora, who always goes with us. We definitely appreciate her and the whole team to make some of our Birding with Extension programs unique because of what y'all get to see there at this state natural area. What's it cost, Maureen?
$330. Is this a test? Did I mess up?
It's close. Guys, I think it costs, that's the problem when you're hauling 32 kids around. You just don't always remember all the numbers.
Well, let me say first, we got to get our dates right because you were a smidge off on the dates. It's October 23rd through 25th is that weekend. So the weekend you said was right, like the get in Friday and leave Sunday.
Okay, so you got our dates right. I'm going to get the price tag right. Hold on just a second.
Oh, I'm checking too. It's a race.
Oh, it is $330. Is that what you said?
That's what I said. Hey.
You should have tried. So we are capped at 11 participants, and we have to have 6 participants to make the trip for the registration to be held. Date October 23rd through 25th, like Maureen corrected me. That registration fee is $330, and that includes our lodging, which is glamping, meals.
All your meals.
What?
All your meals.
Absolutely, all your meals, and of course, we're going to eat well. I like to eat, so we'll have some good food. So we'll start on dinner on Friday, and we'll conclude lunch through Sunday. So any meal between dinner Friday and lunch on Sunday, plus all the snacks you could ever want, will be included. We'll provide some transportation as we go out and about, and then we also pay your guide fee. So Learn to Bird, and while Maureen and I enjoy birding, we're not professional guides. And so what we want to do is provide you the best experience and really the opportunity to take your birding to the next level. And so we have, we've hired a professional guide to go out with us. Not doctor, I'm just reading and multitasking here. The comments are coming up. Thanks, Miss Cindy, for tuning in with us. We've hired a professional guide, Brian Kalk, and he's been with us from the beginning. We love Brian. And I think, Maureen, you want to talk a little bit about Brian and why you love him so much as our guide?
Yeah, he's great with beginners. He's from the area, so he's from Bracketville, which means he knows his birds in that area so well. And he's just great for teaching and making sure everybody sees the birds and answering any questions that you might have.
Yeah, and I like Brian because he wants to. Well, I know one thing that we will do. I mean, he hasn't told me this, but I know is we will talk about when we first all get there what our goals are out of the weekend. You know, if there's a particular bird we'd like to see, if there's something we'd like to do, or what your goal is and what you want to accomplish out of Learn to Bird. And I know he's going to ask you that first night, and he's going to work tirelessly to either to help you accomplish your goal of advancing your birding in a certain way, or finding and helping you see birds that you have on your list. He's just that wonderful and great of a guide. So we only have 4 more minutes of kept chat. So give us 2 reasons that you think any beginner birder or somebody who hasn't maybe necessarily birded or considers themselves a birder but likes to look at birds, why they should come to Learn to Bird.
Yeah. So for one, I think it's just such a good opportunity to spend time with a professional guide. Usually if you want to do that, especially in the size of group, it's either going to be part of something short or it's going to cost you a lot more money than what it will be to have him with us. So it's nice to really dedicate that time to it and have a whole weekend where you're just thinking about birds. So my other reason that I'm super excited about is that weekend is during the monarch migration. Usually is when we have monarchs going through that area of Texas, and they often, a lot of them stop at Devils River State Natural Area. So one of the things that I am really big on is just an overall appreciation for the wildlife that we have in an area. So I love seeing all the different birds, but hopefully it will help you be immersed in the whole experience, which is what we really like to do with Birding the Border too. It's not just a festival, it's an experience of birding and local culture and everything that's around. And so I'm super excited that hopefully we'll get to see a bunch of monarchs going through in addition to birds. And yeah, it should just be a really neat, comprehensive weekend.
So throughout the weekend, we are also going to have some extension educational moments from Dr. Maureen and Brian. And we'll do a little bit more some classroom time to really help y'all advance your birding skills. But one thing that I'm super excited about, and I will leave with before we do our drawing and I share where my cup is from today, I will say my cup is empty because I have not had a chance to go get my coffee creamer out of the car. It's just been a rough morning. So I'm excited about going owling. So we are going to learn to owl. And last time we were at McKenna Ranch, we saw the western screech owl as well as the eastern screech owl. And the western screech owl, it was the second documented photograph in this county, in Valverde County. So we're super excited that they'll hopefully still be there. And when we go in October, we will be going during fall migration. And as y'all know, fall migration is a little spottier. But we still hope to see some visitors as well as our native, the species that call Valverde home all year round. So I have nothing else except for to pick a winner. My cup from last week was from Vienna. And I did give you credit if you said Austria. Loved giving y'all the hints. And you know what? I do think I want to go to Vienna to see the spotted woodpecker, not the spotted medium woodpecker. I don't remember the name of what I posted.
I don't know my European birds.
What? You don't know your European birds?
No, so whatever you say, we'll go with
it. We'll go look at. That'll be on our bucket list. So I have 4 entries. So would you mind random number generating and picking a winner 1 through 4?
Yep. I've got 2.
2. So KB Wells on our Facebook, on our Instagram, will be winning half a discount for 50% off of her registration pass for Birding the Border, as well as a free Birding the Border t-shirt if she joins us along for Birding the Border. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in. I did not pack 2 cups to come to Corpus. I'm a failure. So we will.
I'm going to have a water bottle. So the fact that you have any cup, I think, is pretty good.
Yes. So And I will get our cup out for our cup chat for the next one. When I get back home, we may be skipping next week, but we will be back at least in 2 weeks. I'm kicking Maureen off next week. Well, actually, she just can't be there. You're doing the birding.
Yeah, can I say why I won't be there? Because it's totally bird related.
It's kind of cool.
We are teaching teachers across the state of Texas about how you can integrate teaching sustainable agriculture and natural resources. So using birding as a way to talk about ecology and habitat and wildlife management, and then how that integrates to sustainable agriculture practices such as grazing.
She's going to be having fun without us. So I may try to find me another cup chat buddy, or I may just come on my own and talk bad about Maureen. But we'll see. We'll see either next week or the week after with another cup chat. And thank y'all so much for joining us, and we hope to see you at Learn to Bird. The one thing we didn't announce that we really need to tell everybody is that if you are a Texas Master Naturalist, Learn to Bird can get you up to 12 continuing education hours. And I know that that's going to be challenging for some of our Master Naturalists in the COVID-19 times, getting those hours in person versus virtually. And so we will hope to see a lot of you in October. So thank you so much, everybody, and we will see you soon.